Why is it that some people can wear a $20,000 watch and still look like complete beginners, while others make even a modest timepiece look refined? It all comes down to the details. There are certain mistakes that instantly expose you as new to watches, and collectors can spot them a mile away. Even if you're rich, these errors will make it obvious you haven't yet learned the rules of the game. Time to get into it. Mistake number 1, wearing the wrong size. This is the single biggest giveaway. Watch proportions matter more than most beginners realize. A common mistake is strapping on a watch that's way too big for the wrist. You've probably seen it, a slim guy with a massive 45mm diver wobbling around like a dinner plate strapped to his arm. Instead of looking powerful, it looks clumsy. On the other end of the spectrum, a burly wrist with a tiny 34mm vintage piece can look more like borrowed jewelry than a deliberate choice. It's not just about the case diameter either. Lug-to-lug length, bracelet taper, and dial design all affect how a watch wears. A 40mm Submariner may actually wear smaller than a 39mm Tudor Black Bay, depending on your wrist. Experienced collectors pay attention to how the watch sits. Does the bracelet flow naturally? Does the case hug the wrist? Or does it overhang? Beginners don't think about this, and it shows instantly. The irony? Many seasoned collectors end up circling back to smaller, better-fitting watches after years of chasing oversized sports models. Fit always wins over flash. Mistake number 2, buying for the logo, not the watch. This one is painfully common. A beginner thinks that owning a Rolex automatically makes them a watch guy. They buy the biggest name they can afford, maybe a Submariner or a Datejust, and stop there. But collectors can spot this instantly. Ask them what movement is inside, and you'll often get a blank stare. Ask them about the reference number or what makes their version different from older ones, and they won't know. That's the dead giveaway. They bought the watch for the logo, not for the horology. True collectors know that the magic isn't just in the name, it's in the details. The Submariner isn't great just because it says Rolex on the dial. It's great because of its heritage as one of the first professional dive watches, because of the subtle differences between vintage references, and because of the caliber that powers it. A Grand Seiko Snowflake or a Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso might not scream status in the same way, but seasoned enthusiasts respect them deeply. Collectors care about substance. Beginners, they just want the name. And that contrast is obvious the moment you start talking watches. Mistake number 3, the strap misstep. This is where even wealthy beginners fall flat. A watch strap or bracelet is half the personality of the watch, but many new collectors completely ignore it. They'll wear a dive watch on a glossy crocodile strap or a formal dress watch on a chunky NATO and think it's fine. It isn't. It shows you haven't yet learned how straps change the identity of a watch. Even leaving a watch on the stock bracelet forever can expose you. Collectors know how transformative the right strap can be. A Submariner on a steel bracelet feels classic, but put it on a black rubber strap and suddenly it's a sleek summer piece. Swap the Hamilton khaki field onto a distressed leather strap and it becomes vintage inspired. Straps show creativity, personality, and understanding of context. Beginners often don't bother, and seasoned collectors notice right away. Mistake number 4, wearing the wrong watch at the wrong time. This one is less about the watch itself and more about the context. A dive watch at a formal black tie dinner doesn't show confidence. It shows inexperience. A Patek dress watch at the beach isn't stylish. It's careless. Every watch has a purpose, and part of being a collector is respecting that. Tool watches, Submariners, GMT Masters, Speedmasters are designed for casual and adventurous wear. Slim dress watches, Cartier Tanks, Calatrava, Orient Bambinos are designed for formal settings. When a beginner wears the wrong watch in the wrong setting, it clashes in a way seasoned collectors instantly pick up on. Wearing a chunky diver under a tuxedo sleeve looks forced, while rocking a delicate dress watch with shorts at a pool party makes no sense. The best collectors always choose their watch with intention, because they know the unspoken rules of watch etiquette. Mistake number 5, letting the watch wear you. This one is all about attitude. Beginners often treat the watch like the centerpiece of their personality, making sure everyone notices it. They'll pull their sleeve back just a little too often, tilt their wrist so the light hits the bezel, or make gestures designed to flash the watch. The problem? It looks try-hard. Seasoned collectors do the exact opposite. They wear their watches naturally, casually, even modestly. The watch blends into their presence until someone else notices it, and that's when it makes an impact. Whether it's a Daytona, a Grand Seiko, or even a $200 Hamilton, the key is confidence without showing off. If the watch feels like it's wearing you, not the other way around, it's a clear sign you're new to the hobby. Mistake number 6. Not knowing the basics of your own watch. This is one that experienced collectors pick up on instantly. A beginner might proudly say, "It's a Rolex Submariner," but when asked which reference, which caliber, or even whether it's the no date or date version, they can't answer. The same happens with other brands too. Someone wearing a Cartier Santos who doesn't know if it's the medium or large model, or an Omega Speedmaster owner who's never heard of the caliber 3861. You don't need to be a walking encyclopedia of watch history, but knowing the fundamentals shows respect for the piece on your wrist. It tells people you bought it for more than just the name. Without that knowledge, it's obvious you're wearing it as a status symbol, rather than appreciating the horology. If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our weekly watch insights. Mistake number 7, treating watches like stocks instead of stories. This is the most common mistake in 2025, when flipping has become part of the culture. Too many beginners see watches only as investments, focusing solely on grey market value or potential profits. They'll say, "I bought this Daytona because it holds value," instead of, "I love this watch because of its history." Yes, watches can absolutely be great investments, but seasoned collectors know that the true value lies in the story. The first Speedmaster worn on the moon, the Cartier Santos designed for one of aviation's pioneers, or the Seiko Alpinist created for mountaineers in Japan. If the only reason you bought your watch is because you think it'll go up in price, you'll stand out as a beginner immediately. Collectors want to hear passion, not profit margins. The truth is, everyone starts as a beginner. Making these mistakes doesn't mean you don't belong, it just means you're learning. But by avoiding them, you'll not only look the part, you'll gain the respect of collectors who've been at this for years. Watches aren't just accessories, they're history, culture, and engineering on your wrist. So which of these mistakes have you noticed most often? Or maybe you've made one yourself. I know I've made a few. Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear them. Until next time, stay stylish and stay informed.